Hey guys, it's me, Devin, and I know I'm wearing the same outfit I wore in my June wrap-up, but that's because I'm filming it on the same exact day. I have off today. I look nice. I was able to make myself presentable instead of just like a ponytail and stuff. I put my hair in a bun, I put a necklace on, so I really wanted to try to bust out a few videos. I hope you guys don't mind that I look the same, but anyway, I wanted to get into my July TBR. There's also the Kpopathon TBR for the month of July. And if you guys did not see my announcement video, the month of July, we are doing the girl group FX. And I'm so excited because they're one of the few girl groups I actually listen to. And I love Amber. And, okay, we're gonna get started before I go a little crazy. So for Kpopathon 2018 July version, for the group FX, we have decided to do 5 challenges. One of those challenges doesn't have a reading prompt. It is just to read a certain amount of books, which I'll get to in a second. And I also have other books that I want to get to, which I'm not sure if I will, but ever since finishing the Unwanted series, which you saw me rant about in my June wrap-up, I've wanted to try to complete more series that I haven't. Which, before we start my TBR, I actually want to talk slightly about a book I did finish in July already, because today is July 2nd or 3rd. I think it's the 2nd, and I finished this book yesterday. And that book is a book I showed you in my June wrap-up, which is Infinite by Jody Meadows, the 3rd book in the New Souls trilogy, and I absolutely love this. I also cried my eyes out more than once. And this book is just so beautiful, and I just love the relationship. I will say, the ending of the book wrapped up not too quickly, but too nicely. But yeah, so now on to my July TBR. First challenge, which I did a video on the challenges for July. If you guys want to click, I'll either put it up there or down below. But the first challenge was La Cha Ta, which is their debut song, and that was to read a author's debut book. And for that book, I decided to pick Faking Normal by Courtney C. Stevens. I've had this book, I don't know, maybe since it came out. I think I bought it or I won it. And it came out in 2014, so I think I got it in 2015. And I just haven't read it yet, and it's been 3 years. This is a young adult contemporary that's got kind of more dark themes. I don't like using the dark, hard themes, but it follows our main character who's gone through an event in her life when she was younger, and she's trying to, you know, cope with it and get over it. And I believe she meets this boy who has also had a hard life, and it's just, it seems like one of those books that I'm really going to enjoy, and I just love when books cover topics that are not covered often. I don't want to call them taboo topics, but, you know, some books cover assault and some books cover suicide. Those kind of books I really enjoy, so I think I'm going to really enjoy this one. The second challenge is Pinocchio, and that is to read a retelling. So for this, I am actually originally planned on reading Shadow Queen by C.J. Redwine. But then I remembered this book came out, and I absolutely have to read it. And it is 1,000 Beginnings and Endings, edited by Ellen O. and Elsie Chapman. This is an anthology book written by a bunch of authors of East and South Asian mythology and descent. So I read Ellen O.'s Prophecy book and really enjoyed it, and I love the fact that it involved Korean mythology because I'm into Korean culture. So when I saw this on Goodreads, I knew I had to have it. Fortunately, Ellen O does not have a story in here, but there are about 12 other authors in this book, and, you know, each author does their own retelling based on a certain mythology in their I think in their own country. So you've got like Filipino, Chinese, South Asian, Korean, Gujarati, Vietnamese. So I'm really looking forward to seeing all these different types of mythology and all these different East and South Asian cultures. So I know I'm probably going to really love this. So the third challenge is not a actual reading challenge. It's just based on their song Four Walls, which was released after Sully left. Sully, however you want to pronounce it. And I really wanted to include this because this was a giant event that happened within FX, and for this challenge is just to read 5 books for the original 5 members of FX. The fourth challenge is the Pick Your Bias challenge. So out of the 4 members, I gave reading prompts for each member, and you chose your reading prompt based on your favorite member, or if you didn't listen to this group or you don't know this group, then you picked your book based on the reading prompt you wanted to do. I picked it based on my favorite member, Amber. I don't really listen to that many girl groups, and even though I love FX, I also don't really like watch them on variety shows and stuff. So I only really know Amber, and I'm not big in girl groups. I don't know why. So I love Amber. She's amazing. Her reading prompt was based on the fact that she's friends with everybody, idols, non-idols, everything. And her reading prompt was to buddy read a book or read a friend's recommendation. She talked to my friend Monica and suggested that we read a book together. I gave her a book to borrow, which I might actually just let her keep, and it's one of my favorite fantasy books, so I figured she hasn't read that yet, so we're going to read that together. And since I don't own it because I gave it to her, I got to buy another copy. And that book is Eon by Allison Goodman. This is the sampler for, you know, the second book in the series, so I'm just going to hold up there because there's the book. But this is a fantasy novel that covers, you know, Asian mythology, East Asian, I believe, mythology. There's dragons, and there's like the 12 Chinese zodiac signs, and there's just, it's just so amazing. And I wanted to reread it so bad so I can finally finish this duology. So I suggested it, and she said we can read it. So we're going to read Eon for the month of July. And if any of you guys want to read it as well, you're more than likely to join along. Now, I'm not going to do any other bias challenge, but I will give you a possible TBR if I do. For Victoria, since she's the eldest / the leader, it was to read the oldest book on your TBR, or the oldest book that's been published, or the oldest published book that's on your TBR, however you want to do it. So I decided to do the oldest published because the oldest book on my TBR I was just not in the mood for. So I decided to go with that, and that book is Tattoo by Jennifer Lynn Barnes, my favorite author. This book is about these 3 friends who go get these temporary tattoos, and all of a sudden they get these magical abilities, I believe. It's kind of like the show Charmed, I've heard. I really want to read all of Jennifer Lynn Barnes' books, so this one might be read in July. The challenge was Luna's, and that was a challenge based on her name, which was to read a book that had a night sky or a moon on the cover. And for that, I might read Thorn Ghost by Tone Almagel. Wait. I can't pronounce this, I'm sorry. Tone Almagel. I'm sorry, I'm really bad at names. But as you can tell, there is a night sky, and this is a middle grade standalone, I believe. So standalones are like my new best friend right now while I'm trying to finish series. And the final member is Crystal, and her reading prompt was based on the fact that she's considered, like, her nickname is the Ice Princess, because she tends to not, she always has RBF, which is resting bitch face. And her challenge was to read a book that had ice or snow on the cover or in the title. So I picked another middle grade standalone, I believe. If not, it's a duology, and that is Prisoner of Ice and Snow by Ruth Lauren. This is a middle grade. This is all about a girl who goes to try to rescue her sister, who has been put in this ice prison for something she did. I don't want to know what, but yeah, I've been in the mood for middle grade, so I'm probably going to read a lot of middle grade this year. And the final challenge is based on their fandom name Miyu, and that challenge is to read a book with purple on the cover, whether it's a purple title, a person with a purple shirt, or the whole title, or the whole cover is purple. And that's based on the fact that their fan color is Pearl Periwinkle, which is just like a really, really light purple. So for that challenge, I picked my most purple book on my shelf, The Nightmare Affair by Mindy Arnett. This is a fantasy about a girl who is a nightmare, a literal nightmare, you know, the ones that you have when you're sleeping. You can kind of go into their dreams and cause nightmares, I believe. And this cover is just gorgeous. It's my favorite color, my favorite purple tone. So I'm really looking forward to this. And apparently she has to go to this school, I believe, for magical people, because on the back, one of the blurbs says, "A world of nightmares, sirens, wizards, and demons at Arkwell Academy." So there's a whole bunch of magical creatures in here, and I'm really looking forward to it. That's it for the main challenges. If I read the main challenges, that's only 4 books. To fulfill the third challenge of reading 5 books, I decided to pick another book that I really want to get to. And so for the reading 5 books, the book I chose is The Darkest Minds by Alexandra Bracken. This is going to be a movie in August. I think it's coming out August 3rd or August 7th. And I got this book, I don't know how long ago, probably after the second book came out, and I just never got around to reading this. dystopian was my favorite thing when I first started BookTube, and when I first started reading for fun in general as an adult. And I really think I'd enjoy this, and I want to get this read before the movie comes out. So I'm hoping to get this 450-page book done in July as well. So these are the main 5 books that I want to read in July. You know, if I get to the other members' books, then that's fine. But for now, this is the main 5 books that I want to read. There are a few other books that I hope to get to, depending on how my reading is. And I said I wanted to finish or continue more series. So another book I might get to is the 4th, 5th, and 6th book of Tokyo Ghoul, because I have all 6 out from the library. So I probably will get to these as well. Another book I plan on trying to get to is the 4th and final book in another Jennifer Lynn Barnes series, and that is the Natural series. This is Bad Blood, the 4th book. This is a young adult Criminal Minds series, so I'm really looking forward to finishing this. And the other book that I don't think I'm going to get to, but I really want to, and that is Bitter Blue by Kristen Kishore. This is the 3rd book in the Graceling series, which is a sequel to Graceling and a companion to Fire, I believe. This is about a world where some people have these things called graces, which basically make you good at a certain thing. There are graces for cooking, there are graces for fighting, there's graces for singing. So this follows one of the characters in Graceling called Bitter Blue, and I want to read this, but I also kind of want to reread Graceling this year and reread Fire again for this. That would be the 3rd time rereading Graceling and the 2nd time rereading Fire. 3rd time rereading Fire. So this is probably not going to happen, but you never know. So yeah, that's all for my July TBR. It is quite ambitious, and August is going to be even more ambitious for the Newt's Readathon, and I just realized the Booktubeathon starts the very last day of July and goes into August as well. So there's going to be a lot happening in August, and I don't know how I'm going to function, but hopefully those will boost my reading goal, because right now I'm like 10 books behind my reading goal for the year. So yeah, that's all for this video, and I hope you guys enjoyed. If you plan on participating in the Kpopathon, please let me know down below in the comments, or if you've read any of these books. When I read them, we can talk about what we liked about it, what we disliked about it. And don't forget to follow Kpopathon on Twitter. We're not active that much on it because we are very busy, but we do try to hold reading sprints and talk about what we're currently reading and stuff like that. So I will link the Twitter down below, and I will see you guys soon with another video. Bye.